This video is brought to you by Gunpla SA, South Africa's favorite place for Gunpla, related tools, supplies, resources, community, and so much more. Check out gunplasa.com.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of our unnamed Gunpla news episode thing. And this one's going to be pretty cool because we're going to talk about all of the new stuff that Bandai has announced in the last 4 or 5 days. In the week, 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
4
Exciting
days.
times.
It's been exciting times. It's been full of speculation. It's been some joy, some sadness.
It's a roller coaster ride, you know? Yeah.
Always, and it always is.
Yeah.
So before, let's not mess around too much. Let me just check in your I'm gonna remix this all. Okay, so guys, as usual, you're joined by Jeff and myself, and that's Paul, and we're gonna be talking all kinds of cool stuff plastic today. So before we get into all of the announcements, Jeff, how are you, dude? Are you well? Are you kicking butt?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it's just been, distracted a bit by all the announcements that's been happening the past 4 days. With every day they have like themes of things they're going to announce, and every day there's always like predictions, especially with our community. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah. And there's like some kind of disappointment. You can't have a win-win situation all the time, right? So yeah.
No, you can't.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I think secretly all of us are hoping to party like it's 2017 or 2018 or 2012 or whatever, because those were great times for announcements.
Well, like I did keep my expectation in check, because like with this announcement, it's announcing for the Q3, so that's July, August, and September. So I do feel like Bandai is going to hold some cards for their big hitters for the end of the year holiday season. So it's like, okay, cool, I understand. Gonna be, and if you like release the like hotcakes, then some are gonna be overshadowed by others. So there's gonna be some winners and some losers. So yeah.
The thing that's been really, really interesting, and I'm sure this is the same for you as it has been for me, what has been announced has been very surprising. There's a lot of stuff here that we couldn't have expected. Like we couldn't have seen this coming.
And there's lots of diversity, cool.
Yeah. So like that's something I'm really happy about with this year's announcements, is that it wasn't, sadly, it wasn't a lot of Gundam stuff, but there was a lot of other stuff that's also really, really interesting. I know that I'm dying to talk about some of that. So that's pretty cool. And then also just a reminder to guys out there that Shizuoka, the big Shizuoka hobby show, is going to be taking place in May as well. And that's also generally when a lot of big stuff gets announced by everybody. And typically Bandai sometimes tend to do some kind of fun for Shizuoka, where they will take a silhouette of the actual prototype or something and put it in a box and then make it hard to see, and then put a light in there, and it obscures it and people guess on more about it. So if you feel like you're not getting your Gundam itch scratched properly, or if you feel like this year you haven't met the new Gundam kit of your dreams yet, there's still a chance in May with Shizuoka. And then obviously later on, I think it's October or September is
September. I think they have another one.
Yeah, the autumn one, the autumn show. So there's lots happening, but let's not be ungrateful. Let's just remind everybody that there's still a real great God Gundam coming out, and there is a buttload full of Iron-Blooded Orphan stuff coming, which is really exciting too.
Coming in the next 3 months,
Exactly.
That we covered in our first podcast in December, actually. So
exactly. So I mean, it's not like it's not like new stuff isn't happening, you know. It's cool.
So like, just keep in mind that, like what you mentioned earlier with the Shizuoka show, is like that's traditionally how all the model makers announce their new products, is actually at a physical, kind of like an E3 kind of thing for gaming industry. Yeah, for models. So like this announcing stuff online is kind of a new thing that all companies like Bandai have to like try and now because of COVID and pandemic and things, social distancing and all that. So but yeah, it's also something cool for us to see as well, because we actually get to see a bit more, glamour photos, I suppose.
We get all the
so not glamour photos, glamour like renders, as opposed to like if I show things at expos, you always see like online of other people's photos posted online. So
or you get the sort of prototype build, like the sort of the
gray version stuff.
The gray version, which is kind of like a 3D print.
3D print.
Which is like, and then everybody's like, I don't like how they did the foot. Oh god.
So now we just get like 3D renders of the final product, which is also really like very presentable, slick looking.
It is very cool. And also Bandai have been quite honest with some of those with regards to where the seams are going to be, which is kind of nice. Although when they do that is really up to them, because sometimes they do it and sometimes they don't, and it's like which I suppose everybody's like, oh my word, Jeff,
just get on with it, just show
us the new stuff. Tell us about your cool stuff. We want to hear about what you're excited about.
Let's start with the Monday announcements.
Okay, cool. So let's go. We're gonna do this. Gung. Okay, so hobby next phase 2022 spring. Whole bunch of Japanese happening, and we're taking you to day one. So yeah, man, this guy. Bandai has been doing this, like they've been doing the whole Digimon the whole Digimon thing, and it's been really exciting. And I was not expecting a new Digimon kit, I must be honest. And here we got, what did you say his name was again, Jeff?
Alphamon.
He
looks like an alpha indeed,
it's like he's all like, hey, what's up?
Like when I first saw it, like, is that a Sazabi in a Digimon form? And the low shoulders and bulky legs.
But dude, that's the thing that's so appealing to me about this, because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that looks really cool. Like, I'm sure most people looking at this are like, wow, this is so cool. But then they were like, yeah, but I'm not gonna get it, But I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I think it's time for my first like Digimon kit. Because it is really cool. I love the colors, I love the proportions of this, the shape of this body is so great. I love the cape. I love it when they do a cape. Anytime you see a cape in like plastic, it's either going to be really good or it's really bad. This one is really good so far, at least to
it's a thin material, like plastic folders. They use that same similar, like, really thin, and they print it onto it.
And it's cool. I mean, and this is like, once again, this is unpainted, and I might actually not paint mine. I don't know, I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the colors and everything out of the box already. I don't know, Jeff, if you got one of these, what would you do?
Well, since I mentioned Sazabi earlier, I would love to see this thing in Sazabi colors. I don't know if the white and black cape will work for that color scheme anymore, but I'm sure I can paint the cape as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. And I mean, as you said, it's a thin kind of plastic material. You could even make your own cape shape as well if you wanted to. I just see so much possibility here for putting in like just little bits of like details as well, like some kind of mecha detail. But we'll get more into that. And look at this, dude. Like, this is a crazy effect.
It's like a clear plastic that they printed on. Yeah. There's like a casting magic spell thing.
Yeah. But that's kind of what makes Digimon awesome. Like, guys, I'm not like a massive Digimon fan, but I do think the show is awesome. I'm not a big fan. I can't tell you the name of the characters for example.
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with this character, so I don't even know like where it is in the show, whether it's from the TV series or the movie or whatever. But regardless, it looks cool. So
yeah, and I love this. It's got that kind of like almost like funnels, but it's almost like F91.
Yeah,
it's very cool,
that's what I was thinking.
Man, you know what? This would even look cool just in the same colors, but matte. Like not shiny. Like if I had to do this, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just do like a matte version and kind of see what that would look like. Because I don't always like shininess on kits, but and this shape does actually say that it works better with shiny, but I feel like matte's gonna work pretty well anyway.
I actually feel the opposite. Like with my approach to most of the kits, I like my model kits matte, but in this case, I would actually like especially the black and the black and yellow or gold to be glossy.
No, well, we're gonna try it out. So I guess this is on the wish list.
Yeah, well, this is still like a few months away. It's only this one's coming out in September. Yeah.
Is that okay? Good. So at least we have some time to.
They noted it at the very top. Yeah, the 3D virtual view is really enticing.
It is cool. I gotta say, this is when I sort of fell in love with the kit, and I was like, oh wow, look at this detail here, and like when you okay, you'll see it in other shots, but in the kneecaps and everything, it's a really cool kit, and it's you would expect something from like Digimon to kind of be a little bit hokey, but Digimon's design is actually pretty good, and this is just to show you some of the stuff they've done before.
Yeah.
So to our dear viewers, if you guys are seeing anything here that blows you away, let us know. I am really digging. I think this is meant to be War Greymon.
We're actually getting out of this shot. I'm not going to say which one, but we actually in our next shipment, we're actually getting one of them.
I'm
not going to say which one.
So, and then there's these ones, which to me, I just think these are a little bit. For me, I don't like these ones, but I like it when they get to this level.
Yeah, I think those ones are more faithful to the TV series. So it's like there's two levels. There's like this, which they just call it figurized standard, which is like more faithful to the source material, and the one above. Those three above is called figurized standard amplified.
Expensive.
So they take they take the details and they really amplify the details, so
no, this is very cool. So guys, so now we Digimon out for this. This is only one of the releases from day one. Let's get to the next one, which is pretty cool as well. I don't think we have to talk about this too much. It's
Charmander. It's a Pokemon, not Digimon.
It's a Pokemon. So pocket monsters. And as you can see, very, very, very simple build, but very cute. So if you have a special Charmander in your life, or a space for a Charmander in your life, I think it's time. Bandai says it's time for you to have one. So
yeah, well, I think it's about time they released one, because this is one of the first generation Pokemons, and then it's only like this is number 11, so it's like, wow, why didn't they release sooner?
Exactly,
and this one's coming out in July. Yeah.
Totally, dude. And that's the thing, man. It's like it's also a lot of people's favorite starter. A lot of people love Charmander as their starter. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of madness happening here. It's very cute if you like want to put them in like little fun dioramas. But okay, so so we got some Pokemon stuff
coming. The other products,
And then let's move on to the next exciting. Okay, so Kamen Rider. Guys, we know that a lot of you here in South Africa, at least, are not familiar with Kamen Rider, or maybe don't have the same affection for Kamen Rider as those of us who do have an affection for it have, which is like a completely circular statement. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's a new Kamen Rider announcement. And guys, these kits are very cool. You just have to like the source material, I personally want the Black RX from this line that they've done. This guy, I don't know who Kamen Rider Double is, but I asked a friend of mine who is a much bigger Kamen Rider fan than I am, and he's like, no, this is a really cool announcement. So yeah, it's a Kamen Rider Double, which is pretty awesome, and he looks good.
Kamen Rider started from the 70s, and it's like every year they have a TV series, like new TV series with like new Kamen Riders, so it's really hard to follow up, so
yeah, there's a whole bunch. I mean, yeah, there's a whole bunch. Like my favorite one is from like the 80s, which is, like I said, Black RX. And Black RX is kind of popular because of, especially for those of you guys who are in your 30s or who are big Power Rangers fans and you've watched the original, let's call it the American Power Rangers series, the first one. Black RX actually makes an appearance in that show, in that series, which is pretty cool, actually, and surprising. So that's a thing. But anyway, pardon me.
Sorry, just scroll up a bit. Like I noticed this little detail. I don't know if you noticed, but the what do you call it? The belt piece, the buckle. Scroll up a little bit.
Oh yeah, you want to? Yeah, there we go.
Can you see it's a dinosaur's head?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. You see it. Scroll down a little bit. There's the. Yeah, scroll down.
Scroll down.
Yeah, there. Can you see the little red dot has the eye?
Yes.
And the mouth is opened. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
Like, okay,
it's the Dino Driver or whatever. It's a Crunchosaurus. Anyway, but like this looks good. I mean, the cool thing about the Figureize stuff, or the Figureize series, however you want to pronounce it, is that these really are just like action figures out of the box.
Yeah, you just
and they're so
build
great.
your own toy, you know? Yeah.
Which is cool, because if you guys do actually collect toys, you'll know that the Kamen Riders, the actual toys, are quite expensive by comparison. But he looks cool, man, with his skull face. I love the skull face motif on like Hat Dude over here. Kamen Rider skull. There we go. I love this. Like I'm a little curious about this for myself. I'm like,
kind of looks like Venom.
It does look a bit like Venom. Yeah.
Especially with the chest. Yeah.
And he's got the cut in the hat, so that must have some kind of like significance in the storyline.
Yeah.
But he's definitely meant to be some kind of like badass dude. You know. So there's your parts. That's cool. There's the
Give you
power
a suitcase.
driver in the suitcase. Yeah. That's quite a fun accessory. I like these because as a collector, as a toy collector, I actually do a lot of 1 to 12 scale toys. So that's like the kind of, for those of you guys that are familiar, most of the Marvel, the Ultimate Series Marvel stuff, or like in this case, this is a G.I. Joe. And what's cool about it is that those series, those model kits, the figures are about the same size because they're the same scale. And sometimes the accessories are interchangeable, and it's really great for like toy photography and dio stories.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
But
so
anyway,
these two is coming out in July and September. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
and obviously these are
just
the
showing
previous
you all of the riders.
Yeah. Yeah, they gotta sell. They gotta also sell you what they already have already.
Totally, man.
Because these ones are only coming out like much later. So yeah.
Oh, they're cool though. I mean, listen, anybody who's into this,
it's a huge variety,
cool Yeah, big time, dude. And the one I want isn't even in these pictures. But anyway, we'll move on to the next day. Gang. Oh no, we got another Tokusatsu hero. Guys, Ultraman.
Is this Iron Man?
Technically it's Japanese, isn't he? I think the best way is like he's Japanese Superman, but also Iron Man.
Yeah, I know of the new Ultraman. These figurines are based off the Netflix show, which is like, in the past, Ultraman is like, it's one that's like, I think he gets a special power where he turns into a giant Ultraman. But these ones are not. These ones are human scale. So these are just purely armors on top of a human body. So it's not you transform into a big, alien Ultraman. These are actual just suits.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they're called Ultraman suit in the product.
Yeah.
So this one's is a tiger? Was it tiger? I don't know.
I think this is tiger.
I just
tiger.
probably tiger. Japanese pronunciations can be sometimes a bit weird.
Yeah.
So I know this one, the tiger, actually they released a bit earlier. I think last year or a few months ago they released. It's another one with the flat flight form, which like with extra thrusters on the legs. So this one is just like different color variation and doesn't have the thruster on the legs.
There you go. And then these are some of the ones they've done before. I'm excited. I've got one of these coming out my way soon, so I'm looking forward to building mine. It's going to be very.
I actually ordered one for myself as well for future. The one that you're looking at in the middle there, the Dark Lops Zero. Yeah.
Oh, Dark Lops Zero. Yeah. Oh, is that the one you got? Okay, cool, nice. So you got a bad guy. Yeah. Awesome.
So even though I'm not too familiar with. Yeah, so even though I'm not too familiar with the Ultraman, and I've seen a few episodes of the show on Netflix, but now I feel like, I want to try and continue watching it. But yeah, regardless, if I don't know the story, they just look so cool. They look like really cool versions of Iron Man.
Yeah, and guys, I mean, there's also a little bit of cultural significance, at least for me, because I was exposed to Ultraman at quite a young age. Not before Iron Man and stuff, but I've just always found this character so interesting. And he didn't look like.
Yeah, I've also seen a bit of Ultraman. Yeah, I've seen a bit of the old school Ultramans, like with the ultimate attack where they shoot the beam, like.
And
But yeah, again, Ultraman, similar to Kamen Rider, is like it's a huge culture thing in Japan. So like they every few years or whatever they release more and more, so it's really hard to keep up. So
like it's like Pokemon, you got to catch them all if you can. But yeah, so let's see if there's some Gundam in the next day. Let's see. Oh, still no Gundam. No. But we've got
this is still Monday. Yeah, so this is the next RG line.
I meant
So the full name of this is the King of Braves, GaoGaiGa.
GaoGaiGa. Yeah.
It's Japan, like, stay weird, man. It's such a weird.
Beautiful for it.
So yeah, like this is the next RG, and this I think this is a big surprise to all of us. Like we could never predict anything like this. We saw the week before they teased like what was going to be announced every day, and then we saw on Wednesday was going to be their Gunpla dedicated day. But on Monday they showed an icon of RG and HG. We were thinking, okay, it's pretty means that it's pretty going to be a new RG that's non-Gunpla, which at the moment the only non-Gunpla RG that they've released is the Eva lines. So from Evangelion. So it's like, what could the next RG be? That's non-Gunpla. Could it just be another Eva kit? Because we've got quite a few of those already. But if it's not, what could it be? I could have never guessed this because it's so out from the left field, And this one is probably going to be the most.
The most what?
Probably I can see from the price point already. It's the most expensive price point RG as well, because it's probably going to be the biggest as well. As you can see in this picture right here, it's multiple. It's not just one robot. It's like there's one small core robot in the middle that combines with this train and this flight thing and stuff for the legs that combines into one huge mecha. And also another thing is the hands. Yeah, the hands are actually fully posable. So to achieve like fully posable joints on every single finger, they've done that in the past with the RG Xion. And we know RG Xion's hands and the kit itself is not a small kit. People think, RGs, it must be like scale 1:144, but actually not, because like the Eva RGs are not, there's no scale. So with this kit,
they're non-scale.
This kit probably as well is non-scale, because this thing's actually much bigger than Gundams. I think, this thing's huge.
Yeah, dude. So, GaoGaiGa's huge. Like compared to a Gundam, GaoGaiGa's like here, and a typical Gundam's like there.
But I can already kind of feel that this kit, when you build it up, is probably going to be even bigger than your average MG Gunpla kits.
So I agree with you on that as well. I'm very excited to see, because as it is the Sasabi, the real grade Sasabi is about the same height as the standard master grade. So it's about the same height as the RX-78, more or less.
I have a feeling this thing's probably going to be like around. I have a feeling this thing's probably going to be around 30 centimeters. because it just looks
me too.
huge,
I'm
man.
also getting that vibe. But it's interesting that, like, you know, you just said now we couldn't have expected GaoGaiga at all, and it's weird because GaoGaiga is not even like the biggest or most popular combining robot or combining super robot in Japanese pop culture, because, you know, you've got Mazin Kaiser, you've got Shin Geta, you've got Grandizer, you've got Combattler V, you've got Voltes V. You've got a lot of these like really powerful, super popular super robots from the Super Robot Wars game series as well, or which feature in those game series as well. And the only thing that makes sense to me with GaoGaiga is that they were like, let's take one of the biggest ones that we can't make in any other scale and try to make it like a real grade. I'm very excited at this. I'm not going to get a GaoGaiga for myself, purely because I'm not the biggest GaoGaiga fan. And, you know, you mentioned now it's going to be kind of big, and it's going to be big, which means it's going to be kind of pricey for a real grade. And that's normally cool, but I prefer buying like pricey things that I love. You know what I mean? Like more petrol. Yeah. And the thing with this is, I don't love GaoGaiga like that, you know, enough to want to get this one. But if they did like a Shin Geta, or if they did Grandizer, and they did all the stuff for Grandizer at a real grade scale, oh wow. Because as it is, I've got a 1:144 Mazinger and Grandizer that Bandai did long ago, not that long ago, like a year or two ago, and they're amazing. And at 1:144, they stand the same size as a master grade. So I'd love to see them do that to a real grade. But guys, look at how cool this is. I mean, you've got the flyer with the robot, with the mecha, with the lion body, and then you've got the punching grips, and then you've got the Shinsen-ken, with the Shinsen-ken, with the flying pack. I mean, you guys can have so much fun with this, you know. It's
so like
really cool. That's what it's called. The train thing.
So I'm also not familiar with the IP or the anime, but I almost feel like they're releasing this kit almost to really, again, flex their RG technology, because, like, you know, now they're saying, okay, now let's do a transformable model kit that's still posable, because I know, and also to bring down the price point, because I think Tamashii Nation have released a figurine toy, whatever you want to call it, a collectible toy of this GaoGaiga, I think last year. And obviously, you know, with these collectible toys, they're really expensive, you know, because it's already been built for you. But then this actually makes and then this actually, you know, makes it a bit more affordable. It's gonna be a hell of a price tag on an RG, but you know, there's a lot of content, as you can see here.
Cool thing is, like, also, if I mean, if by some magic I manage to get one of these in my life, I will not paint this. Because look at all the transformation and stuff like that happens. And
it's gonna, you know, it's gonna scratch paint.
It's gonna be like depressing to not be able to transform this thing. Also, on a side note, I've seen guys.
Unless you G paint, then I'm sure it will not scratch.
I'm sure G paint would be able to resist it, hopefully. But I mean, look at this, dude. They've actually done tracks, like actual tank treads. For which is amazing. I've never seen that in a Bandai. I wouldn't say never. I've seen it once in the Hill Dolpher, but I've never seen Bandai do this for any other design. But then again, it's not like I built every single kit. But this here, this orange, the drill, the super screwdriver thing. I've seen guys now. There's already dudes making third parties versions of this.
Okay.
Like. All right. Yeah, which is quite crazy.
We don't need to talk about third parties.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, if you guys are a super big fan of GaoGaiga, this is going to be the kit for you. I mean,
to definitely
they couldn't have done it better. Hey? Yeah.
It would definitely have some shelf presence.
Oh, totally. Especially if especially if your friends are also super robot fans. Cool, and let's see what the last announcement for Monday was. This is a cool one.
Yeah, coming out in July. It's like, again, we saw the HG icon for the Monday. It's like, okay, what non-Gunpla HG could they release? Like, they're so broad, because they can go really crazy. For example, the Kyoukai Senki, it's also a HG line. So it's like, okay, Kyoukai Senki, we know it's going to be Thursday, which is today of recording of the podcast. But it's like, okay, if I have it on a Monday with the HG, what could it be? So when they came out with they called this the HG Amplified Imagine. That's what I think it's the IMGN. It stands for Imagine. So Amplified
That
Imagine.
makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, it's so this is for those people who don't know, because they spell it out in what's it, kanji over there.
Kanji.
So yeah. So the name of this suit is called Rujimaru. So literally translates to dragon god spirit kind of thing. Well, actually, I learned this thing like after I learned its name. I
Isn't
looked
it
up
dragon god emperor or something like that.
I looked up the name Maru, what they mean in Japan. It's like a kind of a fun thing I learned is that they often put Maru at the end of names for ships, because Maru actually means circle. So they put Maru in names of ships to give them good luck that it will come back in a full circle. Like when they go out for fishing or whatever, they'll come back safely. To complete the circle. Okay. So yeah. So
basically
it's almost like
just dragon god.
Yeah, dragon god safe journey, whatever thing. I don't know how you want to translate it.
Dragon god journey is also that's cool, man. Well, now you guys have learned it. You see, this is the stuff you learn on Gunpla Essay.
Yeah,
the podcast. Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I'm super. I know this character. And I want to say, I don't want to say under a different name, but the name that was always used when I referred to this character when I was younger was Wataru, which is the name of the pilot.
Yeah.
Wataru.
And, well, the show is also named after the pilot, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I know this. I always just used to, every time I see Ryujin Maru,
actually,
which is this mech, I think Wataru. Yeah.
For interest sake, do you want to just Google this thing and show what originally looks like from the anime, because this thing looks because that's refreshing.
That's hardcore. So let me show you.
The reason why they
actually did a kit of this back in the day.
They released kits. They actually recently released one for BANDAI, but it's a later version of this. The
second one. So let me see if I can get us a cool picture of him.
So from the show, as we can see, it's very chibi size. It's stumpy and, thick. It's kind of cute.
And it's actually, they are cute. And the toys were cool. I mean, I remember the model kits from when I was younger.
I remember I grew up with these cartoon shows when I was in Taiwan as well. I used to watch it. I actually built one of the as well. Yeah, I built one of the model kits in my early days as well.
Sweet, yeah. I mean, all of these, like this one, I've seen this kit. I've seen a lot of these as kits, like the old kits, the old versions of them. I'm kind of sort of secretly looking for one of the old boxes. This is very much like the old box for the show. Oh, now I'm on somebody else's site now. But actually, they got some cool pictures here that I can show. Yes, there we go. So that's like the old packaging art. Which is pretty cool. And then there we go. There's a good image of it, of the toys, of the old ones.
I think this could be the kit I built. I think could be it.
Yeah.
Because I know I built this one. I know I built the Rujimaru model kit. I just don't know if it's the upgraded version or whatever. But yeah.
Let's get back to the cool image of the new hardcore one.
The reimagined version from Bandai is looks so cool. So even if you're not familiar with the IP or the anime series, it's it's a dragon infused themed robot. What's not to like? Plus the
exactly it's awesome.
Plus the big ass sword. So.
Dude, I mean, let's show everybody how big the sword is. I mean, never mind the fact that the detail on the armor, on the shoulders, and everything is looking so great.
There's part separation, so there's no stickers to achieve that. It's really cool, and they show you later in this page. So.
I also love a lot of these sort of I don't want to call it mythology or mysticism, but I'm going to use those terms because they're easy, but like here you got the seeds, the necklace made out of the seeds for luck. And then also the beads for the belt. It's so cool to see that stuff, like in this design. It's such a like sort of esoteric kind of design for a mech, and I love that so much. So like, this sword looks great, and it's a very like big thing in the anime. But look how big the actual sword is. It's 165 mils, guys. Yeah. And that's how, I mean, this kit is going to stand just over 15 like centimeters.
I feel the model kit itself probably going to be around 18 centimeters tall, which if we think about, like, again, this is something to remind people when they think, oh, RGs must be like, RGs and HGs must be small because they like, scale 1 to 144. But no, that only applies to Gunpla kits. When you talk about like RG
Gundam in real life or like,
when you talk about the RG and HG products for the non-Gunpla stuff, they're not to scale. So it doesn't mean, when you get an HG over non-Gunpla stuff, it's also going to be small. This thing is probably going to be standing at the same height as a MG,
I got to say, dude, this is like, the second I saw this, I was like, I must have this.
Same here.
Because it looks like, and also full disclosure, when I first saw this, I mean, it was early in the morning because, we saw, you kind of get up and you're like, what's happening in the Gundam world? And you're like, and I was like, oh, wow, that's an awesome RG. That's an RG. Wow, it's so cool that they're doing that as an RG. And then after like wiping my eyes, I was like, oh, that's an HG. That's really amazing for an HG. That's the other thing. This is a really amazing high grade kit.
You see like the part
happening here that you see in
the part separation on the shoulders. Like go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the dragon emblem there? There's no stickers. It's like it's all separate parts. So like it's the gold, and then underneath is the red for the shoulders. It's like, wow, okay.
You know what I see when I see this kit? I see something that's easy to airbrush. I just go, wow,
because you don't need to do masking.
So easy to paint.
You don't have to do your own masking.
I can just put it on the peg and I'm happy. I can actually have fun with it. Like, that's really cool. Man, this is so great. And look at the internal design, the mechanisms.
Yeah, just to show you the articulation. It's going to be a great
kit. Guys, this is one of those kits where, and I'm going to stress this now, this is one of those things that Bandai is going to do. You may or may not know the anime, okay? And then one day you're just going to watch a review or something and you're going to click on how cool this is, and then you're going to try and find it, and it's going to be difficult to get. My advice is, if you want one of these, please jump in on it now. I promise you this will be one of this kit, this character. Bandai didn't just randomly do this, okay? This character has got major popularity in Japan and Asia. Is a very popular character, actually, more so than you would think. And I think it's only a 3 or 4 season anime, if that.
But like, I think regardless, just looking at aesthetics, it's hard.
It's just a very cool kit. Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm looking at this and I'm gonna paint mine stock, for example, but I know exactly what I want to do. I want to do something quite specific with how I paint it. But yeah, guys, I mean, like I spoke earlier about the Grandizer and the Mazinger kits. Those are so amazing, and yeah, I love those series, and I sort of jumped on them immediately when I saw them. But now they're very, very, very difficult to get hold of. And we mentioned real grade Evangelion earlier, and you guys know how popular Evangelion is, and that hasn't come back in stock since it's been launched. Yeah. So this is one of those. Please jump on it if it's something you want. Don't maybe. Yes, it.
Yeah,
if you want it, just go.
It's kind of a segue that we will have some of these items on our website for pre-orders. So yeah,
of course, yeah, and that's another thing, guys. And just a reminder that you can find a link to the website in the description below. Yeah, we're not trying to be like Johnny Salesman here, but we do want you to get cool kits. And yeah, man, look at this thing. It's just rad, and it's just got such a great presence. Just that energy. There's only one little thing that worries me. You see at the back here? It's got the peg, the plug hole at the back, which means they're going to do some kind of set later, or Bandai set.
No. Well, it could be that, or it's just if you scroll higher up, it's the sheath for the sword.
Oh, it
They
could be
showed
that
it
too.
earlier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there, you see?
Okay, no, that's cool. Yeah, wait, hold on. Tuk. Let's see. We got the whole.
Scroll
I'll
down
see
a
on the
little
sword
bit.
now. Oh, there it is.
There
Okay, yeah, no, that
It's
makes
just the
sense.
mount.
Whew. Straight from P Bandai Madness.
But as you were below here, you see this one they released as a P Bandai, which we won't speak too much about because, yeah, P Bandai, forget about
Because
it.
P Bandai is pretty much dead to us. So yeah.
Well,
Cool, man. So that's day one. Wow.
I think that kit's only on P Bandai on the Japan's Bandai store. They don't even offer it for the US. So yeah, because again, it's a very Japanese known IP, so yeah, it's very limited.
But I'm gonna give you guys a small like little bit of trivia for like the Wataru Ryujin Maru stuff. For starters, if anybody if you yourself or you know anybody who owns a TurboGrafx 16, it's one of the other 16-bit consoles that came out during the 16-bit era. Obviously, we had Mega Drive or Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, and then there was the TurboGrafx. Now, in Japan, the TurboGrafx has got a different name. It's called the PC Engine, and this is the game.
Is this going?
Yeah, so when you bought a PC Engine or a TurboGrafx, you got this game with it. This game was the pack-in game. And but the American one has got a completely different name, and it's very naff, like how they put it across. But it's actually quite a beloved platforming game for the original TurboGrafx. Now that's how I know this game. How I know this character as well is by my friend having the toys and me playing the game on the PC Engine, the Japanese one.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, you play with the little dude and then you can transform into the mech. So
all right, cool. So yeah, after about
Anyway.
40 minutes, we've got first day done. So hopefully we'll start speeding up a little bit, because actually,
I think we
just to go over, like Monday was their most packed day. They had the most variety of products and the most surprising products on Monday. So the next few days, it will go a bit quicker, I think. Yeah, so Tuesday.
Yeah, so now we're gonna get to like 30-second missions now.
30 seconds.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so yeah, 30 minutes
I mean,
mission.
like,
So,
it's not that much to talk about, sadly.
so it's a new one. Well, two new ones. The white one's coming out in July, and they've got the black one that's as well coming out in September. So it's just very similar. It's just two variations. So I know in April and May they're releasing the bulky 30 minutes missions. So now they're going the complete opposite to releasing like more miniature grunt versions. Yeah.
So Jeff, have you got any idea what they're trying to tell us here? Are they trying to tell us to throw this kit away?
I think it's like too easier management for throwing away the runners, because you can just break them apart and you can finish one runner and throw it away, I think.
Okay, well, hopefully that is what they're saying, because I'm not getting the right message from this. So guys, this is very interesting for the 30-minute missions line, because I feel like they're taking a lot of design cues from something called Zoids. And they also seem to be taking command cues or design cues from something called Dogaram. And I don't know if they're pulling it off as well as they think they are. Because to my eyes, I'm not going to lie. And, guys, we like to be straight up with you. I am not excited with this line. No, I'm excited about 30-minute missions. I'm not excited about these announcements. I want to be. I really want to be. I'm excited about the lower legs. I think these lower legs look so cool. I'm like, yes, for those lower legs. And I like these arms. But everything else here is kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, so for me, so for me personally, I quite like them. I just don't like the white ones so much, because especially the head design and the visor and also the clear green chest. What I do like, what I do like is the black version actually.
Okay. See, ironically, I kind of like the head because of how goofy it is. Like, that's why I said it looks like Zoids. Like, I can see that head on something else. Like, I can see one of the other guys, like Nenji or somebody like that, like kit bashing that into something, and it convinces me that this is an amazing design. Yeah. But yeah.
Another thing I do like is it's not a big thing, but their weapons. Before it's all rifles with the previous 30 minutes mission kits. This time I don't like this rifle, but I do like they have a beam saber. They're starting to introduce beam technology in their weapons,
Nice.
which is the first. So this one introduces a beam weapon, which is not like a new thing. You know, especially if you build Gunplas, you know, you've got like lots of beam sabers lying around. But if you're not building a Gunpla, you know, and for the 30 minutes missions line, you know, if you want to saber, you can get this kit. And then also the Roy, the drone unit.
The Roy
this
looks
one's
cool.
Yeah, this one looks quite unique compared to the other ones. So yeah.
And you can put it looks like you can stick the beam saber in his head. You can make him like a super dangerous Roy.
You know, probably. But what the great thing about
let's just give him a bit of a 360.
Yeah. Do a spin.
Let's see what the back looks like. Yeah, because that's the only thing. Wee.
Yeah,
sorry.
But what the great thing about the 30 minutes missions line is it's designed to be customizable. No, you don't just buy a kit and then leave it as is. You know, so they'll show you later down the page the potential of customization. You know, at the end of the day, the creativity is limitless. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about this stuff. I mean, like when you look at this, what Jeff is, I like what Jeff's saying there. It's basically don't look at this kit as a whole. Look at it as a collection.
Like I actually like if you scroll a little bit more, I actually like the one on the bottom left. Bottom right example. Scroll up a little bit.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, where you combine with the Spinato.
Spinato.
Yeah, so you can use the Spinato's legs and make it a longer, taller, you know, proportioned kit. Actually, I like
this
that design quite a bit. The optional parts.
These parts look cool. The parts look great. I really like this a lot. I can see this working very nicely for a Gundam kit, actually. But I dig this. I also like these kind of legs. I often enjoy mechs that have legs that don't have feet. Like weird like that. Like it's very ZOE.
Legs are just for decoration, right?
Exactly, right. Anybody who likes Jiang will tell you that.
And this one I also really
some cool weapons. Yeah,
so this is like the thrusters that we just saw and this weapon pack, they're all optional sets. So basically, you know, they're great for expanding your customization. And what I do love about this weapon set is again, keep in mind that the 30 minutes missions lines is designed to be on the same scale as HG Gunpla kits, which is scale 1:144. And these guys are on the same height as your Gunplas, which means the weapons you can just totally use for one of your Gunplas or whatever, you know.
Yeah, these guns are very cool. Like I like how they've got enough sort of gunness in them and enough sci-fi-ness, but they work for their scale. They don't look like a gun that you and I would carry made bigger. Because I really hate that. The only time that I've made an exception for that, like visually, is when Pat Labor does it, because it makes sense in that world. And then we've got premium Bandai, because of course, but we'll just like ignore that for now. That's just a dirty word. So guys, so the 30-minute mission stuff is looking decent. For me at least, the parts, I'm excited about the parts. I've got some 30-minute mission stuff. Jeff has also got some 30-minute mission stuff coming over the next few months. Every time I see them do a parts pack like this, it changes the shape of what I want to build in my head.
Yeah,
so that's kind of exciting.
It just expands your imagination, you know, what you can do with yours.
Let's see what else they announced on that day. Whoa, 30-minute sisters. They have to change that name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look, before we continue, like, just in case our viewers don't know, the whole reason to the 30 minutes name is that they designed these kits to be quite simple, that you can build one in 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah, exactly. Which is cool.
You can take your time, but if you want to speed run it, you know, they say you can do it in 30 minutes.
That's their pitch, the sales pitch.
Yeah.
So guys, this is actually a very interesting line. It's something we haven't carried yet, mostly because they sold out. Surprise.
Yeah, we do have some in our back order.
We do have in our back order, but I personally have one of these myself. But here's the fun thing. So with this announcement, they've announced the re-release of this character, or the release of this character.
They're just reminding the upcoming release. This one's coming out in May.
Yeah.
And the blue one that you will see now is coming out in June. So it's not Q3 releases, but they later down in the page you'll see the Q3 releases, which is not too exciting. But so again, it shows you the customization is starting to open up. We'll see. Yeah.
But the cool thing about this line is that it's also compatible with the 30-minute missions mech stuff as well.
Yeah.
So if you want to build one of these like girls with like just robot arms, well, by all means, go for it.
Totally doable. And then that's why they have the 30 minutes name is that there's compatibility. Yeah.
And then here's like, I don't know if this is not safe for work or not. I can't even tell anymore. I've been watching anime for too long.
Yeah.
But these are the new releases that they announced. The new body types. And if you look very carefully, and I don't know if you can see it on this video, but you can still remove the leg over here to add on other parts.
Oh, no, you can't. So this is like where they release the whole legs. You'll see when you scroll down the page. No. So they give you options. So you can, if you buy the body part comes with the upper. Yeah, you see, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can still have the chop legs if you want, but if you don't want that, they release the whole legs and the whole arm if you don't want the chop off limbs.
Okay, so guys, if you're interested in this at all I'm saying is get on this now, because if you happen to get this body type and you're like, oh, I don't want to buy the legs, and then eventually you do decide to buy the legs, then you're going to find these, and then you're going to have like super weird tan line characters.
Yeah.
So just putting that out there. I see that they come in 3 different sizes as well.
Yeah. So what I can see is it's not only 3 different skin tones, is also bust sizes.
Yes, the proportions are different.
Which I don't know. It's also really weird. It's like, okay, the darkest. I don't know if it's just Japan being really like, I don't know, non-PC, but they show like the darkest skin tone has the biggest bust, and the lightest skin tone has the smaller bust. So I don't know what they're trying to say there, Japan, but okay.
I don't know. I think either way they want you to buy them. The fact that they look like little girls still freaks me out a little bit, to be honest with you. But that's why like mine will probably have a robot head.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's been the announcement. Personally, I would love to get these back in stock because these are cool. I got this one. So this one was quite rad with the way that they designed the legs. But dude, I still think, just looking at them, I still think that this leg here is removable at the bottom, and you can still switch it out with the mecha parts because it looks like the seam is at the same place.
No, but we saw the whole leg though. We saw the whole leg. You see there. It's the whole entire leg.
Yeah, but it can still come off there though. It can still come off. It's like it's.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
Anyway, we'll see when. Well, when we get them, when we get one in hand, we will go into depth. Let's see what else they announced on day 2 of. Oh my word! Prepare yourself.
Star Wars.
Grogu, the model kit.
Baby Yoda and Boba Fett.
Yeah. So it's dad bod Boba Fett. Although I gotta say, the model kit is definitely slimmed him a little bit. Like, I don't know if that's what they're saying here. It's like, yes, have Boba Fett in original proportions. No, I'm joking. They're probably just going on about the detail and the articulation. Guys, I haven't watched Book of Boba Fett yet. If you have, I'm sure you may be quite excited about this. I don't love this version of Boba Fett personally. I've said it. It's out there. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, I don't dig it. But hey, you know what? I've got the original kit from this. I've got the Boba Fett kit that Bandai did a while ago, and I can tell you that it's an amazingly fun build. Like, it's a really, really cool kit, and you really don't have to use paint. They give you everything, and it's got nice stickers. It hasn't got bad stickers. So when you put the stickers on this kit, you don't have to say horrible things. You can.
Well, it's. I would imagine it's not really like color correcting stickers so much. It's more like emblems and stuff like that, right? So
it is kind of, yeah. There are 1 or 2 color correcting stickers here and there, but they're not. But the texture of the sticker is quite matte, so it works with the surface of the plastic. Like it looks similar to the plastic.
Yeah.
And then
but,
as you can see, we can,
how it feels like in the hands of a painter, he can really, that person can really bring out.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah, like add a bit of dust weathering effects, or some de-stressing on the cloth, and it will make it look even better.
And in the manual, they actually do show you some of those things as well with the markers. Yeah, and then we got Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I love that picture where they show you, like, they give you different head expressions and stuff, and there's one with eating a frog.
Froggy thing. Guys, maybe this is how I know I'm an old man and an old, like, Star Wars punk. But for me, it's like, if you guys are excited about having a kit, you can finally have a kit of Grogu. Hopefully. I'm very, I'd rather buy the starships, the starfighters, to be honest, over a Grogu. But hey, he's out there, and maybe you've got a friend, relative, or even yourself, and you're like, oh my word, this is the best thing that's ever happened in the world of model kit building. So go you, power to you. Sorry, I didn't mean to be such a negative Nelly about that, but I was expecting like more. I'm hoping for like more troopers and stuff, personally. But anyway, let's see what else they announced. There was one thing. Whoa!
Demon Slayer. Okay.
Demon Slayer. Yeah.
So I haven't watched Demon Slayer, but I know this character's called Rengoku. Yeah, he's one of the lead characters as well. Yeah, but this is their second kit in the Demon Slayer line, which is like, it's only the second kit, so they haven't done too much of. But what I can see here when we scroll down the page is that Bandai actually really pushed their molding technology with the Demon Slayer kits. So you'll see,
and
like
beginner points.
So like this thing is like ideal for beginners. Like here we see you don't need glue, that symbol there. So it's almost like
maximum determination.
And from what I know, the eyes is molded. The hair and the jacket is all molded. So it's not painted plastic. It's actually molded to be in those different separate colors.
I'm not sure on this one's eyes. I know for Himura, I think is his name. Can't remember his name now. But the previous first release of this, his eyes are like that. This one looks like his face is printed on.
I'm sure they're gonna mold the eyes as well. But we'll see when we
I hope so. That'll be cool. Yeah. So this dude, his eyes are molded. So I can't remember his name for the life of me. I'm so sorry. But it's a very cool anime. Guys, this is exciting. Like, this is an interesting line. I get excited about this kind of stuff. Not so much because I'm like a big fanboy for the anime or anything. If any of you do any kind of miniature painting and you look at this and you feel like this could be more with a bit of hand painting, that's what excites me about this. I feel like you could really take this to the next level if you want to bring some paint to it. And if you don't, then
or even like just dry
really
brushing.
Affordable. Even a little bit of dry brushing, or actually. A little bit
bring out
of
the creases, bring out the creases in the cloth and whatever. But like you said, this is like a more really good affordable way for getting a figurine. Well, you got to build it,
of course. But I mean, whatever's, like that's nothing. I mean,
well, building's part of the joy,
quickly,
so
let's get to day 3. And what's happening in day 3? Whoa! Gundam.
Day 3 is the Gunpla stuff, Well, it's Gunpla and plus the imaginary skeleton that they kind of like fitted in with the Gunpla news, which we'll see later.
So finally, dude. Finally.
I know you're super excited about this one because like it completes your boy band, right?
It completes my boy band. My first official Gundam boy band now can be completed. I can finally finish these kits now.
So this is the
we talk a bit about backlog.
From Gundam Wing.
Wu Fei. It's Shenlong with Wu Fei. And Wu Fei is like such an interesting character because he's kind of a butthead, actually. But he's like really, really powerful as a fighter. But his design is, the Shenlong's design is very interesting. And one of the things that I'm very happy that they've pulled off is the shoulders, the dragon, the flamethrower, the dragon arms. They've done that really, really well. Because I've seen how they've done it on the original 90s kits. And for the 90s, it was impressive. But it's not that impressive anymore. And look at that. That is so, so cool. And from what I can see, there's only one really irritating seam line, and it's here on the shoulders. So that's great news. And if I look into the articulation, it's cool what they're doing with the arms, with the movement. You know, we've got a lot of stuff happening here. So yeah, let's see. Like, I think this is going to be a great kit. I think if you guys are fans of Gundam Wing, and you most likely are.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The previous Wing HG kits, their shoulders pivot forward, yeah? Whereas this one pivots up. So I think that's why this one came like last in the nonce, like, you know, after all these years. I think it took about like 2 years to get to this point, right? Where I feel this one they really had to because all the previous one they could like use the previous one's like foundations to go into developing the next one, but I think this one they actually changed a bit because, like, for example, the shoulder had to go up because it's iconic for Shenlong to like swing his spear over his head.
Exactly.
So they had to pivot the shoulder up. But not only that, they had to change the mechanism for the arm extension to create the dragon claw thing, you know? Yeah.
Exactly. And then also another thing about all the Gundam Wing, if you guys look carefully, you'll actually see the legs and the arms on all the Gundam Wing. In fact, they're actually almost the same machine. If you look carefully, they share a lot of the same DNA. And so I like Jeff was saying now, they probably had to do like small changes to the original formula. Also, we kind of got Shenlong already. I think was it last year, Jeff, or was it 2020 that we got him from BuildCast04?
Yeah, like BuildCast04, yeah.
Yeah, so there's somebody who's got like something Super Ultron or whatever's in that, or whatever I can't even remember the name of that unit, but that had the new parts. And so a lot of us were like, when are they releasing Shenlong? Because they've already released this dude. It's like, come on. You know? That's how I know that we're definitely getting Death-Sized Hell soon, because of Live Lan's Heaven. Because Live Lan's Heaven has too many Death-Sized.
Japanese.
It's such a quirky name. I actually really dig it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so I'm expecting like Death-Sized Hell to be out soon, and then hopefully it means we'll get the rest of them in the Endless Waltz versions as well. But let's not get like too ahead of ourselves. It's just exciting to have Shenlong finally, because this is this has been a pain in the butt. You know, I know that for me, I've kind of even considered trying to find the old kit and then just modifying it so I can just get this out of my way, because we talk about backlogs and things like this, and this has been a major cause for my backlog. I've got every kit you see here except for obviously Shenlong, and I actually don't have Death-Sized yet, but that will happen. But the reason I can't get to building these kits properly is because I'm like, I want to build them all at the same time, use the same painting technique, use the same weathering. Like, I want to weather and do them all at my current skill level.
Yeah, they look consistent. Unified. Yeah, consistent.
Yeah, I don't want to have like, you know, Shenlong comes out and he's just so amazingly well done next to like Wing, you know. So yeah, this is a huge relief for me, actually. I'm also a little bit curious because when I see that, it makes me very scared. You see on the back here, you see it's white, the bump there on his arm, and then you see here it's green. Yeah, I wonder if that's freaking me out a lot, but it's fine because I'm gonna use Komodo pigments. I thought they would have made it a separate clear part, you know, at least. But it's fine. I'm gonna use Komodo pigments. Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
And if you guys don't know what Komodo pigments are,
it's just shifting paint. Yeah, shifting paint.
But yeah, here's everything. So like, if you're a Wing fan, but anyway, guys, this is exciting, and this is also the only Gundam announcement for the whole week.
No. There's more. Keep scrolling. Did you close that tab? Bring it back. No.
Bring it back.
Bring back the tab. Yeah. Keep scrolling.
There's more Gundam announcements. Was there more Gundam stuff announced?
Yeah,
yes. Look, actually, keep forgetting about these dudes. Okay, so here we have Satan Gundam. I mean, what do they call him?
What's it? Warlock Aegis Gundam. Yeah.
Warlock Aegis.
Yeah.
This is cool.
So yeah, these new SD World, what's it? They call it SD World
Gundam
Heroes?
World Heroes.
Yeah, Gundam World Heroes. It's to tie in with the new SD anime show that's coming out, I think in a few months' time.
Oh, that is out, actually.
Well, the one that came out is like based on another
Chinese
series.
mythology.
Well, they went a bit global in that one, but now they're really going more medieval, because this one, they called it, what is this? Called it something Legend of the Dragon Knight or something. So this one's more medieval. Yeah.
So do you think we're going to get another Lancelot and Arthur Gundam?
I think they've got one of the Arthur.
So.
Like one of the Gundam is called Arthur. Yeah, it's coming out in the next few months. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's Lancelot. They're very cool, actually, those kids. But yeah, like here, I mean, this dude is rad. Like, guys, if you're gonna get this, be prepared to do lots and lots of detail painting. And also, I'm gonna turn it around. And okay, this one's actually very nice because you can't see, but these kids have a lot of gaps, like here.
Yeah, the horns. Yeah.
And here, there's a lot of gaps there that you're gonna need to, unless you're cool with it. But this stuff you're gonna have to fill up with the putty. This takes this kit from being a beginner kit to being an advanced kit in like one easy step. But my advice is, I think SD kits and for me at least have always been really, really good teachers and test beds. I mean, look at all of this stuff. Look at all this space here to practice your puttying skills. You know, so you get one of these.
And also to practice your hand painting skills, you know, because they've got lots of.
Of course.
Because like, okay, so how I feel about the SD kits is they're great for beginners, for like especially kids, because it's like, you know, a way for a parent to, you know, spend something cheap to shut up the kid. So here you go. And then they provide enough color correction stickers to get the final kind of look. But obviously at the end of the day, they are stickers. So they will look a bit non-consistent with the rest of the kit. But the SD kits is also great for if you want to pick up, like, taking that step into customization. So, you know, you can learn, it's a great platform to start learning how to do detailed hand painting, and also filling up gaps and stuff.
Yeah, and also they're not very. You know, they're cheap.
I mean, it's more affordable. Yeah,
and we can have fun with them. I mean, all of those tricks that you want to try, like extending arms and legs and things, you can do that on SD kits first. You know. Anyway, I think this is a great one. I really love this because I just love how he's got his like normal mode. He's like warlock. Creepy, crazy.
I also love if you scroll slightly up. I also love that when he opens the cape, there's eyes on the inside. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, this is a very cool design. I feel a few of our build force dudes going like, what? Okay, and then we got this guy.
It's a Leaf Gundam GP04.
Yeah. That much I do know is the GP04 because of the shoulders. Guys, so once again, everything we just said about the Aegis now. He's got a cloak. He's like Sandrock. This is actually very cool. Like, this shouldn't be that appealing to me, but it really is. I'm like,
I have a feeling you probably need to, like, to get that look, you probably need to pull off his head and then put on the hood full of cloak. So actually inside is actually no head.
Yeah, but there is a little place for you to put his like face plate in, so you can, because you can see his little eyes here if you look carefully.
Can you?
He's got his little eye there.
Kind of. And I see in the shot here, what they're saying here is they're providing you with the shield for another kit, for the knight, the strike knight that we see below. So it provides you, in this kit, it provides you with the shield for that kit. So it's almost like, you know, it's a nice way to combo as a bundle, you know. And also the cloaks in this kit can also be used in your
other guys.
Strike knight. Yeah.
So this is how they get you, because they kind of make these accessory packs as well. It's like a character and an accessory pack, or character or an accessory pack. But he's cool. He's got like a rad little like sort of
Little dagger.
I'm gonna use a word here, and I think if guys are watching this and they weren't thinking of getting it before, I think the word that I'm gonna use for it now is gonna make them go crazy for it. But let me just turn him like this, guys. It's Bloodborne Gundam.
I was about to say like his hat. It's like that's Bloodborne, isn't it?
It's so Bloodborne. So that's awesome, actually. Seeing as Jeff and I are playing Elden Ring at the moment as well.
I wonder if that's like a a tribute from Bandai. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's intentional.
And I wonder if this is like a subtle hint to what's its tribute to Yu-Gi-Oh? Because it's like, hey, it's a dragon and it's got blue eyes.
It's blue eyes, dude. Remember one thing, Bandai Namco. Just remember, Bandai Namco are the publishers for From Software for Elden Ring, hey?
Yeah.
And Bloodborne. So I wouldn't be surprised that there was a little bit of a, Anyway, coming back to here, there's some Yu-Gi-Oh love going on here, I would say. I mean, this is very, blue eyes.
Yeah, so I know with Bandai, with their SD line, they've released like horses before, and they released bikes, and now with this whole new anime of the medieval themed, knights themed, so they say, let's release a dragon as a mount. So
it's a dragon.
Pretty cool,
guys. It's actually very cool. I think the dragon's awesome. Like I look at this and I'm like, I always get excited at this stuff because I kind of want to build it, and then my sensibility kicks in, and then I realize I've got a whole bunch of them that I still need to build. But even looking at this dragon now, I'm like, because I've got the elephant and I've got a horse as well from older releases. But they also did a unicorn, and I don't know why it's not being shown here. But they did a blue and white unicorn as well. That's looking pretty cool. Maybe. Whoa, dude.
So I think this is the
this guy.
It's, if I pronounce it in Mandarin, it's Zaoring.
Oh yes.
I think 00 Gundam. I think. Yeah, it's a 00.
Yeah.
00 Riser Gundam, whatever. Because I don't know.
Too many guns, Gundam.
Yeah, it's too many guns package, whatever it's called.
Dude,
so I think this had a previous release, but this release includes the extra like weaponry.
More guns.
No, yeah, I made a fun joke.
Very cool.
I made a fun joke in our social post with this one. It's like, how many weapons do you want? Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's just yes. Yeah, if you got enough. Yeah. No, this is this is a lot of fun. I actually see us converting a lot of builders into SD builders. Once again, guys, just check out here how it is back.
Again, they're very unique and creative, because a lot of this is more fantasy versions of the existing Gundam IPs. Like this one's based off the Double Riser, so you can see there's resemblances, but they go very fantasy and just have fun with it. Like there's the dragon's head on the forehead and everything. So,
I would love it if they did the Ryujin Maru approach to this stuff. Like how they made
bigger proportion.
Yeah, because they did do it long ago in the 90s. They took one of them. I think they took Musha Gundam and they took
Musha Gundam.
Yeah, and they called them full proportion or real proportions or something.
I think they just released it as a master grade Musha Gundam. But I also know with their I think it's a Robot Spirits line as toys. They also released the Knight Gundam as a full scale. Well, not full scale,
but just so you know, Musha Gundam is not the same. Musha Gundam, yes, in some ways it is, but the Musha Gundam Master Grade is actually from the Dynasty Warriors game, from the Sengoku.
Oh yes, yeah,
Warriors game, and he was specifically made based on the old Musha Gundam idea. But then they also gave him the different arms and things like that.
Okay, so it's not the same as the BB Shinshi Musha Gundam.
It's close to, but it's not the same.
Okay.
The GFF, the Gundam fixed figuration figure that they did, actually put the same as the BB. They gave him all the BB armor, so you could have the BB armor or the Dynasty Warriors armor, which was actually very cool.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay,
just
cool.
So
Then
you know before somebody in the comments goes, actually,
okay, so this is the end for all Gunpla
there's
announcements.
the
And
unicorn.
oh yeah, there you go. It's not a unicorn, it's just a horse.
No, dude, it's got like a unicorn thingy. It's probably
That's the main.
horses.
That's the main.
Yeah, I know, but I want to call it a unicorn because you know. Anyway, guys, this is how Unicorn Gundam is represented here.
So anyway, these 6 is coming out in the next few months. So it's like I think April, May, and June releases. Yeah.
Warhorse.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all the Gunpla stuff. And on the same day, they released the next the imaginary skeleton.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a Triceratops.
Yeah,
guys, it's the skeleton of a Triceratops.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's pretty cool.
But it's a skeleton of a Triceratops. I've seen pictures.
What's a nice thing is that if you own the T-Rex, you can actually pair up the platforms to almost like they look like they're interacting with the
There we go.
Yeah. There you go.
It's like, I'm gonna eat you, even though we didn't exist in the same time period. But anyway.
Well, like I think what they're trying to mimic here is like what it looks like as a replica in a museum. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then you have Marshmallow Mouth Shark.
It's not the same line. It's not the same line, but they're putting it together to show what else is coming in their nature line. You know, so it's Bandai. Yeah. They don't just do like robots. They also do some obscure things. Yeah.
It's still Marshmallow Mouth Shark, and I read this wrong. I read it as Exploding Lab Nature, and I was like, wait, that's Exploring Lab. Anyway.
Yeah, cool. So
should we show
Wednesday.
Everybody the next bunch of cool stuff? Yeah, day 4.
Yeah, so day 4. So yeah, like the last day of announcements is the Kyoukai Senki line.
Yes.
So yeah, so the Kyoukai Senki is they've got 2 seasons. Season 1 finished just in January, and season 2 starting like next month in April. And all the model kits here is basically almost like spoilers. Hey. Is what the new upgraded versions of the main suits are going to be looking like. So this is the Kenbu Zan, that's what they call it. Yeah. So this, when I saw this, it's like, oh man, the first thing that came to my mind is like, oh, this is like a realistic robot version of a Barbatos Lupus.
Well, it's the same mech designer, so don't know if you know that.
I know it's the same. Yeah, I know it's the same mech designer from there's the Gundam Dabo. I think it's called.
Yes, as well.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the designer, but yeah. Yeah, this looks like very much like Barbatos Lupus because it's also got a 4-arm rifle kind of thing. Plus, it's got like a sword mace kind of weapon.
Guys, they are definitely working hard to make us like this line because they are doing some very cool kits.
Yeah,
the mech design
already,
is solid for this line.
Yeah, so instantly I'm really attracted to this upgraded version of the Kenbu. So it's like, okay, this is on my list.
Yeah, this is not going to be on my list. I don't think, and that's not because I don't like it or whatever. I want to dedicate some of my hobby time to the other kits that are coming out, but this is so cool. Guys, when I do this 3D turnaround, and this is what I like about this, it's got such a great shape, to its parts.
That great silhouette from like different angles.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Like, I love the way that the parts work together and how the silhouette is built in. We all know how difficult it can be to pose Gundam kits. Because Gundam kits, posing anything is tricky to get that cool pose. But these guys, they have this like edge to them that just works so well. It looks like it's a little bit easier to get right.
Yeah. I think they got the this is done by the same design company that did the G40. So it's done by like real car manufacturer designers. So
cool. Cool.
Yeah. So they took like a realistic take on these mechanical designs for the Kyoukai Senki, so they feel a bit more believable. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to take us to the next part of that day's releases and just get into some of these guys. I think.
Wait, go back, because back to the other page, because it shows another version. Because earlier up they show you the HG version, and there's the full mechanics. Yeah. So the full mechanics. This is the bigger scale of the Kenbu Zan. Yeah.
So guys, if you're wondering what full mechanics is, full mechanics is when they do this.
Yeah, so they've got an internal frame. Skeleton.
Yeah.
And it's much larger, and it's better articulation. And also, if you just scroll slightly up, they show you a gimmick of the open hatch for the cockpit, and there's like the back flip kind of supports the pilot to go up to the cockpit.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. Platform. Yeah. That's it.
I'm sure guys are looking at it and they're like, yeah, that's what that is. But dude, this is looking interesting, and it's interesting to see Bandai putting in this much effort in something that's this new. You know, they haven't quite gone full master grade craziness, but they've definitely gone close. And this is looking really, really interesting. This kind of level of detail on a full mechanics is actually quite impressive, because the full mechanics Gundam stuff doesn't really have that. You know, the full mechanics Gundam for better or worse are just really big high grades, really. And
with more surface detail. Yeah. Like, look, I do understand. Like, I do understand. Like, not every single kit needs to be a master grade, you know, because it takes a lot of engineering and time to develop. Plus, it's more costly on the end consumer. So, full mechanics brings down the price point a bit more to be a bit more affordable for the consumers.
No, you don't get him in the box. Moving along.
Cool. Yeah. So they kind of teased the other upgraded kits from the same show. They don't really show you too much of it, but we'll go into
blue
the
guy
tabs.
and beige guy.
Yeah.
So here we got the blue one is the Jogan. Which
so this
I think
is
is
the
actually a
Jogan
very
Kai.
cool design. Jogan Kai, yeah. And he's got his big shield gun. Let's call it that.
Shield gun. Yeah, it's very cool. I also love, like, they put the canister, the magazine drum, on the back of the kit.
Behind him.
You know, because like, you know, for safety purposes, because like a lot of the time when we see model kits, they have a drum right next to the gun, which in realistic sense, it's very dangerous, because you're just exposing, like, if you're firing at an enemy and your drum's right next to a rifle, you know, the chances of an enemy firing back at you is going to hit the drum and then just going to explode, and you're going to have like no bullets left. You know, so to put it at the back of the unit,
the ammo explosion is going to suck.
Yeah. So for them to actually place the barrel drum, like the magazine drum, at the back of a unit, you know, they really thought about it. You know.
It's really practical. I also appreciate that. I also love these little they're not Uzis, they're more like Mac 10s, but the little SMGs, these are really great.
Well,
I'd be like, whatever.
They're not so little. They're not so little in terms of like the size of this robot.
Yeah. I'll just gun fu with this dude. He'll just be like all over the place, like with these Uzis. With these Mac 10s. And these hands are great, because at least they are proper trigger hands, you know. Something that drives me so crazy on some Gundam kits, where they just release like the fist. It's like, I'm holding a gun now. I'm going to shoot you with my gun. Haha. But when they have a trigger finger, it's so much nicer.
They used to do more trigger fingers, but I don't know why they stopped.
It's 50-50.
It's
we don't know.
Bandai cutting corners.
Cutting fingers, more like it. But yeah, like, check. I love that you can stash the little Uzis behind the shield.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And this looks like a lot of fun. He can like seriously turtle up. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, he becomes like a siege tank mode.
Yeah. This is actually, I think this is kind of appealing to guys that are fans of like the heavy arms and dynamis. You know? Oh. Dude, are you gonna do your Kenbu Zan in stock colors, or are you gonna do it in like custom colors?
Yeah, probably custom colors.
I'm
But
just curious.
actually, no. You know what? The stock colors is really great. I really love it.
They are pretty cool, hey?
Because I
This is the
think,
one I
okay,
really dig from this line. Yeah.
Sorry, go back to the color scheme for the Kembuzan. It's like, I feel because the whole show is about saving Japan, right? Because like this like to go into a bit of a synopsis for the anime, the setup is like Japan's being taken over by other nations and they're having these border wars. And these three suits, whatever these robots is, it's by like a what's it like a not a terrorist group, liberation group,
A rebel
that's trying to
faction.
yeah, rebel faction that's trying to like rebuild Japan basically. And then I can see Kenbu's colors is almost like Japan's flag, so it's mostly white and then a bit of yellow, a bit of red to have that Japanese flag feel. So I don't know. So maybe I'll keep it the same.
No, that
I
is
don't
cool. Okay, well
I'll think more
like,
about it
when
once I build it. Let's see.
Yeah, well, when the colors are in the canon are that cool, or have that much value, then sometimes it's worth keeping it. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like they have meanings.
I'm excited about this dude.
Yeah, so this one's a Reiki Kai. Yeah.
Reiki. Yeah, and I like the original Reiki as well. Once again, I like the wings on this at the back of the cloak.
I really love the upgraded version of the Reiki because like it really like because before it felt kind of insect-like. Well, they're all kind of insect-like, but the Reiki out of all three looked more insect-like, and this one really pushed that concept even further to be. It feels like very dragonfly-ish.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually gonna say for me it feels very praying mantis-ish kind of as well. Like it's got that praying mantis grasshopper kind of vibe which I really like, and I really like the face. I like the head design. I like how I'm hoping that we get like a nice close up. This weapon is a lot of fun. But I just love this head. I think it's a very cool design, and I feel like the because I haven't seen the anime properly. At least not far enough that I've seen the pilot of the Reiki, but I feel like this is kind of the edgelord character in the series.
Well, this one's piloted by a girl.
Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Like, so I had a feeling, not saying women are edgelords, I'm just saying like it feels like that kind of softer ninja kind of character, which they often will make. Women in anime.
From what I've seen in season 1, like this her role is like it's swift, like flying from the skies, slash in and get out and
then get out. So she's a lancer basically,
kinda, And then
it's
from
cool.
here, like you can see how they kind of expand their tactics even more. Like her upgraded suit has more containers on the back to provide more air support.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. I'm very excited about that actually. And then we got mysterious big bad edgelord bad guy.
Actually, show the one next to it, the next tab. So
and we got a lot
this
of
is
stuff happening on this design.
This is the Brady Fox. So this one is when they introduce laser technology. Because before it's all like physical weapons.
Hard points,
So now with this rifle, it's actually a laser cannon. So now it's like, wait, is this like a Gunpla? Is this a Gundam universe now? Like, what's going on? Laser technology?
No, dude, well, to me, this looks like a 30-minute missions actually. Like in a lot of ways. There's a lot of 30-minute missions going on here. Even this like head design reminds me a lot of the Porta Nova, I think it is.
Yeah. And in this picture, what they're showing here is the one with the hood is the manned unit, and the one below is the unmanned unit. Oh, that's a big thing about the show is that most of the enemy units is all unmanned. It's all AI. So they control the AIs from like a control center, and it's like, we're not actually fighting with real pilots. So.
Oh wow!
Not all of them.
So nobody's lives are on the line.
So the ones with the hood, is actually manned. Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, interesting.
I'm actually going to be building one of these.
Yeah. I'm not gonna run out and buy this one for myself. I'm really liking the Reiki, but I might change my mind because you know how it is. Like when you build one, maybe you want to build the other one that it's gonna be fighting or killing or something. It's kind of more interesting.
So now
I don't know, Jeff, are you gonna be jumping on this, dude?
Yeah, so I'm not going to build this kit, but I'm going to be building a variation that's going to be, it's actually just released this month, so we're probably going to get out in our next shipment. It's the blue captain version. But anyway, so coming back to this tab. Sorry, go back to the tab with the silhouette.
Yeah.
So this one's also a Brady, you can see it's Brady Phantom. So, it's based off at the end of season 1, the ghost.
No spoilers.
Oh, okay. Well, it's basically the ghost becomes the phantom. That's what I'll say. But you can kind of see from the but you can see from the silhouette, it's based off the Brady. You can see in the name, it's Brady or Brady, whatever. Yeah.
Brady's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of see.
Is the Brady Phantom?
You can kind of guess what's going to look like. Yeah.
You got me wanting. I feel like in the comments, guys are going to like straighten us out with the story. They're going to be like, it's like this, and this is what's happening. And by all means, please knock yourself out. Go for it. I'm already.
Well, I was about to say, but Paul stopped me. So. Yeah.
No, dude, I'd like to see more of this because I like the ghost. Okay, I think the ghost is a very cool design.
Well, so now if you kind of want to guess what it will look like, if you look at the Brady Fox, you can kind of guess what the Brady Phantom's going to look like.
Yeah, I can sort of see the eyes. Listen, dude, when I was very tired this morning when I saw these pictures, I looked at that and I was like, oh, that's just the one in the dark with like an LED light. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh, no, they're actually different kids. So, yeah. Cool, man.
Cool.
Are there any other announcements? Is this everything?
I think that's pretty much it. That's all so there's a lot of kits that they announced in the span of 4 days,
Yeah, that's pretty rad. I'm at least feeling poorer because of the Digimon and region.
Yeah. So I think to sign off, I think because I think it's an hour and 30 minutes now. So I think So let's start with you. You were saying, what do you want to get? I definitely want to grab this Digimon, dude, because initially I was like, but I definitely want to grab one. I've pre-ordered a Legion Maru for myself. I'm still thinking about this Ultraman. He's very cool, but I want to see what it's like to build my first one. I want to see because I might not want more than one. I might enjoy the one that I've got enough. This stuff here, none of it's really blowing me away. I think these are all great kits. I like this version of the 30-minute sisters, but I've already got one, so I want to get through that first. And then of course Shenlong, the Gundam Shenlong. Like that's totally happening. Like for reals, I'm gonna be a good boy and go past the Gundam stuff. I mean the SD stuff as much as possible, even though it does remind me of Bloodborne. And I think I want to get one of these Reikis. So that's like 4 for me. Yeah, the Reiki is very sexy.
I really like the Reiki guy. Yeah, it is a very cool kit. Like I'm very keen. So those are mine. What's getting you excited?
Okay, so for me, again, I'll be a good boy and just try and control myself. So I've got 2. Let's say 2. It's the HG Rujimaru.
Yeah,
that's the first one. The dragon mecha. What's not to like? With the big ass sword.
Of course.
And then the second one will be the HG Kenbukai. Sorry, not Kenbukai, the Kenbu Zan.
Zan. Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, dude. So okay, well that's cool. So now at least we got something lined up for like what, the end of the year. Although, hey, mind you, when are they coming out?
This is April, May, and June.
Oh wow. Okay,
so that's pretty
good.
Soon,
Yeah, okay, that's rad, actually.
Yeah.
I think Shenlong is like
I think September, yeah.
Yes.
So
it's only much later.
Time,
Yeah, so I can get through my backlog by then. And then Yujin Maru
is July. So for us, is like June is RG God Gundam. and next month. And you know what? Actually, if like people think, oh, RG kits is much more expensive than HG kits. No, the HG Rujimaru is going for like I think 3,000 something yen, and the RG is actually cheaper. The RG God Gundam is actually cheaper than the Rujimaru, which can just tell you
because the Rujimaru's got mechie parts.
But not only that, it's going to be much it's going to be much larger.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool. Maybe I'll build it and give it to my friend David as a gift or something.
Oh, that would be nice.
I think he might like it. But then, he must protect it from his daughter, who's still small. I don't want her to get hurt with the sharp points. Cool, man. Let us know in the comments which ones you guys are excited about. We'd love to hear about it. Even better, hit us up with the pre-order if you want to. Through the website, in the description below.
In the next few days, I'll probably load up some of these items as pre-orders on our site, and I'll include it. I'll update this video in the description with the link.
Cool. And guys.
2 and then close it.
Awesome. And let me take away this screen so you can see us. And we've thank you for spending this time with us and hearing us getting excited and checking out the news with us. As always, like I said, we're always excited to hear what you guys are thinking, so let us know in the comments. What are you excited about in this line? What are you currently building? All that good stuff. We always want to check it out.
And also in this video, we just covered purely on the news of the new announcements. In the next podcast, we'll be going back to the work in progress from our Discord community, and also just answering some questions from you guys. So this one we just wanted to focus on the new announcements because
this was a news really thing.
exactly. Cool. So until next time, guys. Your turn this time.
Remember to keep building joy.
Yay. Cool.
Cool, guys.
Cool. Thanks, guys. And until the next one. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Kill it properly. Bye. Sweet. Let me end